This is Outside the Round with Matt Burrill, a Raise Rowdy podcast.
So my man, Mr. Redferrin.
What's going on, brother?
How's your Monday going?
Monday's been good. I tore my shoulder up last weekend.
The hell you do to tear up your shoulder?
I just been working out a little bit, and honestly, I didn't do it working out, but afterwards I was just kind of throwing my shirt back and my shoulder popped out. So I don't know. I'm feeling like I'm getting old, and this must be all the motocross probably.
How old are you?
31.
31. Okay, so that's
not too old.
That's not too bad for a man. And all 31 years been living here in Middle Tennessee.
On and off. I mean, it's always been home, but I've spent some time other places for sure.
Like where?
Well, I worked for a motocross magazine in Kansas City. So I lived in Kansas on and off for 3 years, and then spent some time in Minnesota, spent some time in Kentucky, kind of just wherever the dreams took me, wherever I had opportunity, honestly.
That's cool. So motocross magazine, were you like a writer? Were you doing photos? Were you doing video? Or
started off as a photographer, and then they learned I could write. So then that turned into me doing interviews and writing articles. And
that's sick.
Ended up being editor there for 2 years, which was crazy.
Oh, shit, dude. See, that's kind of my background, too. I started out in this. I get to work in country music, which is really cool because I'm not a songwriter. I'm not a singer. Can't play a lick on guitar. I just say I like to listen to it and talk about it. But I used to have I had a sports blog growing up where I was just blogging about baseball, college football. Like, I would imagine that's how you got into the motocross stuff, just taking photos and kind of traveling around, getting to know folks, right?
Yeah, so I grew up racing. That was actually like, I figured out pretty quick that if I was there working, I could make enough to pay to race too. So I was double dipping everywhere we went, but it really helped me with my storytelling because, you're writing about so-and-so won the race. That's pretty much it. Like, you got to get real creative to make that not sound repetitive every month when you're writing the same story over and over. So it got me ready for songwriting because that's pretty much what it is just,
is it like
new
writing
spokes in the wheel.
Is it like writing people's like backstories? So like you're talking about there's more to this guy than him just going really fast on this bike.
That was what was cool to me at first. It started off just race reports, just strictly stats, and then after a year or so I got to interview guys, and you start seeing them at the races every week, so you get to know them actually, and then when you get to tell their story or you get a picture of them and their family freaking out because they won or something, that was always really cool to me to like capture those moments and give people their real shine. Because motocross, as like gritty as it is, it kind of got like, it got a little sooty and a little corporate, and people couldn't show any personality for a while.
Everything does, bro, and it fucks with stuff. NASCAR was like that too for a while.
I know, man. So that was cool to kind of like, it wasn't like anti-establishment or nothing. It was just cool to be able to tell people's story and let them get their true shine and help them build some fans and followers because people could relate to them as more than just a fast rider.
So how does that lead into you getting into country music? Like
crazy way, honestly. I mean, I've told it a bunch of times, but it's still crazy to me every time. So Tyler Hubbard bought a farm in my hometown, built a dirt bike track there.
Which is where?
White House, Tennessee.
It's like White House, Cottontown.
Yep,
Cottontown. Because that's where my friends live now. Yeah. Chad and Reba Ray, my good friend. Shout out Chad and Reba. I'm actually going over there for the 4th of July in a couple days.
Let's go.
And it's cool because like that's where like the upstairs room had like the bunk, like it looked like bus bunks.
They bought that farm.
Yeah, like that house. Yeah,
let's go. Is the track still there? I forget what you said.
Yeah, they still have it. I've been out there. They have two little boys, and they'll ride the side by side out there with their little 4-year-old and 3-year-old, and they'll take them up and over.
I would love to go ride that place again. That's the first year I went pro. He built that track. And that was such a big thing for me because at the time I just did music as a hobby. Yeah. And it was just something like we would ride all day or work all day and then work on bikes at night. And while we was working, we would just freestyle and pick on guitars and stuff. But it was just something to pass time, None of us ever thought that we could do it as a real job. And then fast forward, about 6 months into being friends with him, he heard that I rapped and I was trying to write little country songs and stuff. So everybody was real surprised, but he just encouraged me a lot, told me to send him stuff. And after, about a year of that, him and Brian signed me to Tree Vibes, and that kind of I thought if you were in a band, like I figured Aldine just met all his bandmates in Georgia and brought them up here once they got on,
Which some guys are like that.
For sure.
But not always.
But I didn't know there was thousands of players and writers and producers 45 minutes south. So I was like, well, that's too big of a dream for White House, And then he was like, no, man, people do this every day, 45 minutes south. So yeah, that was really cool for him to open my eyes to that, because otherwise I'd probably still be trying to ride dirt bikes and doing construction, which those were the good old days. I mean, I love what we do now, but that was fun because we didn't know where we was going or how the next race or the next day was going to get paid for. We was just kind of winging it, and it was stressful, but it was a lot of fun.
That's awesome, man. Because I was going to ask, like, being a Robertson Sumner, like being a you're a Nashville native, but you're a Middle Tennessean. There's a difference between like a Nashville native and a Middle Tennessean.
I'd say so, yeah. I grew up a little slower. Until I was 5, we lived Nashville, Old Hickory, like kind of out this way. And just, my sister was like 10 years older than me, so she was 15, 16 growing up here. And my parents just wanted us to grow up a little slower. So they took us up there, and I think that was good for me, probably because I got to come down here and get it in doses. We go to a concert or we go to a Sounds game. But other than that, it was just a little too far to ever come and, like, try to do anything wild. So it was just a whole nother world to me when I come down here.
Yeah, your bar was White House Pizza Pub.
We didn't even have that then.
Oh, really?
No,
what was old school White House like?
I mean, we had...
What was along 31? Was
2 Mexican restaurants, 3 barbecue places, not even a Walmart till like about time I graduated, So like it was pretty slow there for a long time. It was cool.
That's awesome.
I miss old White House. They growing up a little bit. They got a Tractor Supply. They got a million coffee shops and pizza pub, and you're just like,
bro, Portland's
cool.
Portland's even grown up,
and that's good.
Every little town up there is like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's weird to me. So, I feel like every time I go back, there's something new. But if you go far enough out, it still looks like it used to. So it's still home. It's still where my sister and my dad and everybody live. So I go back up there as much as I'm home.
Do you guys have a landscaping business by chance?
No, I used to.
Because I saw a Redferrin landscaping truck, or like a
Where
Redferrin
at?
sign
Up there?
Up there. Yeah.
Maybe Redferrin or something.
Oh, it said like it was spelled just like your last name.
Well, that's crazy. I got to check into it. Unless my dad's been cutting grass on the low, I don't know.
So, what were the old school like Tree Vibes days like? Because that was kind of revolutionary times with the sound of country music changing, what Tyler and BK were doing, and they were one of the first like crews to bring the writers out in a bus, and you guys getting to explore the world without playing shows, but just getting to be a part of that rocket ship.
It was awesome.
As a songwriter, usually writers just go in the 16th Ave, write songs, or go out to somebody's farm, write songs. They don't get to experience the touring, go see all these places, get to watch the show and see the songs that they're creating. But by being a tree, like you guys were knee deep with all of that touring and stuff.
Yeah, it was huge for me. I mean, it definitely transformed the way I wrote songs and look at songs. The first run, it was them, Dan and Shay, Morgan, Russell Dickerson or something, and they was just changing people out all the time. But you got to watch every person's set, see the songs people sang, dance to, see the songs people go buy beer to. And then you figure out, well, we need to write more of those, less of those. And, man, it was just so cool. Like you said, that was early on all of our careers. I mean, me and Ern were still trying to rap. And,
dude,
Hardy none of us had any hits yet. We were just out there learning and kind of all in rooms we didn't belong in. But they gave so many people a shot to come and soak that up and see them at their, like, the height of everything. And it just set a good bar for me because I got to see them. They weren't partying all the time. We was getting loose, but we'd wake up and work out. We'd write songs every day. Like, it really gave me a good template for what it should look like if you want to be that successful.
Yeah, dude, it's business.
Yeah, it's business at the end of the day. I remember one thing Tyler told me. He said, just because it's the weekend and everybody out there's drinking, like, we're working. Like, this is their vacation. We're on. We'll hang out when everybody else is working.
Yeah.
So that was cool for me to just get that mind state of like, take it super serious and realize those folks out there, that might be the one cool thing they get to do all year, and then they work the rest of the year. So just take it serious and hang it out when you're out there, you know?
Yeah, dude, 100%. See, I got to do some touring. I got to be a tour manager. I got to be slinging merch and driving around in the van and slinging merch in the clubs and the bars and going all around. And now we just kind of go out to festivals, and that's how you and I kind of first met. I believe we had met at Red Door one.
Yeah, I've seen you around for sure.
I was gonna say the good old door that's red.
Red's door.
Red's door. There you go.
What was your favorite part when you was on that side of it? Would you say?
I mean, I enjoyed like getting the traveling was really cool because at the time I was just a single dude, 24, 25. Like it was fun, and then the most touring that I got to do, I'm really good buddies with Trey Lewis, and I ended up being his tour manager during all the Dick Down in Dallas shit. And we were the only people touring during COVID because can't really cancel the Dick Down in Dallas guy. So we were just going out to Texas. We were going to Texas and Florida and Alabama like every weekend, and it was just chaos during COVID. But we were 10 deep in a 4350, and I was driving that sucker with the trailer and just the chaos of that. It was fun, man. You know,
yeah,
it was cool.
For sure, man.
Now we go out to festivals, and that's kind of how you and I got to know each other a little bit. Was good old tailgate and Tall Boys, bro.
Yeah, shout out tailgate and Tall Boys. That was probably the biggest one I've done, maybe period. That was cool.
They're wild out there. Iowa's a different breed.
Yeah, I like the Midwest though. I got a thing for it for some reason.
Yeah,
it's country as hell for the most part.
It's country as hell, and it's good people out there. Like they're a lot of fun. They buy the merch. The hospitality out there was cool too, where they had that pool. They had that pool in the back, and
they went all out for that one. That was cool. I hope I get to come back. They was really kind to us, and like I said, the fans there was dope too. I don't know. I didn't really know how much people up that way had heard any of the tunes, so it was cool to connect with them, man.
The entire world's heard Jack and Diet Coke, man.
Come on.
You have a hit now, bro, that you're singing on. Man. You're not just writing them anymore.
That's special, man.
Yeah, what's that feel like to have a song that people are singing back to you?
Man, it's super validating. I think traditionally, you know, when you're trying to get cuts, people want to cut the best songs. They don't want the B songs, or they don't want the down the middle ones. They want the shit with heart on it, or that sounds the best. So I felt like sometimes I would keep songs for myself that I really love, but it maybe wasn't the A+. It was just like something that I connected to. So to finally put one out and it connect with my name on it, I mean, it's cool, and it's me and my buddies that wrote it. It ain't big Nashville names yet. So it's just cool to, man, like I said, I put a lot of them out that I believed in, but they just never caught, or the algorithm didn't catch them, or whatever. That, you know, COVID slowed us down. There's just a million things, but it felt really good to just a year later, you know, see it going off the way it is and see people singing one back to you. Most of the time, it feels really good.
Yeah, dude, and like you said, that doesn't have like the big Nashville names, but when you were starting out, riding around in a damn bus, enjoying God's green earth, hanging out with, at the time, Michael Hardy and Ernest K, and guys that weren't household Nashville names that T-Hub and BK were bringing along. And that's what you get to do now, working with people that aren't necessarily the big Nashville names coming out, and you get to create with them and be like, hey man, come out and check this. Let's get a song. And you never know what's gonna stick, but the melody of that, bro. And I remember the content for that, bro. You couldn't scroll damn Instagram and not see that. See that video of you singing, man. You got a good team.
Well, honestly, I didn't know what I was doing with it. I'd posted a bunch on all the other songs, and they'd just get a couple hundred views, and then one day I posted that one, and I woke up the next morning, it had like 250,000. And I had a friend say he saw a video that on TikTok that said like how to get 1,000 followers in 2 weeks, post every day. And I was like, well, that's sure easy. Let's try. And then I posted every day for 2 weeks, and they kept performing really well, like the first one. So then I was like, the song wasn't ready to come out. It was kind of like Warner told me I needed to start a fire because everything was just kind of semi-reacting, you know. So we had to get that shit ready. We had to go through the whole process of the label has a way they do stuff. They can't just roll one out real quick unless you got the power, you know, unless you can make them. So it took a long time to get that one ready. So I just felt like I had to keep teasing it to keep the steam rolling. And then by the time it come out, it just went off for me, thankfully.
Yeah, dude.
Crazy, man. It didn't feel no different than any of the other ones, you know. We was just having fun that day, and
that's the crazy part. You never know.
It wasn't too long after my Tree Vibes deal ended, because you know when the boys broke up, that dissolved. And I think once I wasn't trying to write songs for other people, and I wasn't so worried about getting a reaction, the songs just got quite a bit better.
Yeah.
Maybe just more hard on them and less overthought.
Yeah. When does the idea of Redferrin the artist start for you? Because you weren't even sold on, you had done, like you said, the rapping thing, but you weren't even sold on like being a songwriter, and then you get this opportunity to do that. When does it become, I want to be the guy on that stage, I want to have this music out?
Well, originally like I said, I didn't really know songwriting was a business. I thought you could like be a ghostwriter and sell the song to somebody. That's how I thought it worked. So
imagine it worked like that.
That would be crazy. We'd all probably be a little more paid. But you know, once I got into that, I was just content to be a part of music at all. Just for that to be my job and pay my bills, just to write songs felt like such a blessing. So I wasn't too picky or stuck to like I got to be the one singing them. Like I said, I was just thankful to be a part of it. And then, you know, about a year or two later, I had a couple hundred songs built up. And Tyler and Brian was like, man, no matter what, you'll never get all of these cut. And something they made me do early on to learn how to sing better was, even if it was their song, I had to sing a version of the demo too.
Oh, nice.
And it just taught me how to sing. And then we had a fat pile of songs, and they're like, man, these are kind of cool. Maybe you should cut some. And they opened around here, and then they approached Warner, and that just kind of brought the idea back up. You know, it's something I always wanted to do, but I just tabled it because I just wanted to be in there any way I could on any side of it. So I think it was a dream that kind of went away, and then once it come back, I was all in on it. So here we are. I ain't pitched no songs in a year or two. I just been writing for me and just seeing what happens, man.
What was your rapper name? Was it Redferrin?
It was Young Lincoln.
Young Lincoln.
Yeah.
And was that like Lincoln, like the car?
Like the president.
Oh, like the president?
Yeah, I did press releases for these rappers, and they would always call me Honest Abe. They'd be like, man, that shit you write's the truth, man. And I was just so tired of being called Honest Abe. One day we was smoking. I was like, just call me Young Lincoln. Call me anything but Abe. And then, of course, that shit stuck, and I had to hear that for a couple years straight, you know, but it's better than Abe, better than Honest Abe. So I was like, shit, let's roll with
Young Lincoln. And did you know Ern and like Jelly? Like, were you kind of in that Nashville like rap community?
So Ern was Snow at the time.
Yep.
That was before Ernest K.
Yeah.
And yeah, we was just trying to do anything we could, you know. We all love country music, but I think it just seemed like a reach. It seemed a lot easier to get some beats and record yourself. And back then there wasn't any kind of country beats. There wasn't no kind of guitar beats, so you were just super limited, like trying to find something. The closest would be like some California surfer feeling stuff, you know? So it was just singing on anything you could at the time.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool, dude. I bet a lot of people don't know like the rap. Like, did you ever like was there like a Nashville like battle rap scene, or like what does the rap scene look like in Nashville?
I don't think there was ever anything like that. I wasn't hip to it anyways, but there was a lot of really awesome producers and a lot of people from Clarksville and Dixon and like surrounding places, Antioch, wherever, that would all come. And it was a cool culture for a while. There used to be a lot more clubs that played hip hop music. And
so do you know Cliffy D?
I don't know if I do. It sounds familiar.
So DJ Cliffy D, because he's out of Lebanon.
Okay,
or originally from Murfreesboro, but like Henderson, or he lives in Murfreesboro now, but like Hendersonville, like he does a lot of like the DJing stuff. And he used to work with Upchurch and with Jelly and like in that world. So people I think forget that there is that culture that's in the South in general, you know, like,
yeah, for sure.
Like every town in every city in the South kind of has their little rap scene, even the country music mecca like Nashville.
Yeah, I mean, even where I'm from, you know, Cottontown's country as hell, but like we all had iPods and like everybody had LimeWire and stuff. So, you had access to everything from Metallica to Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
So like I think that's part of the reason why our generation or whatever blend stuff a little more, just because we had a lot more at our fingertips. You didn't have to go to the record shop and buy the CD that you knew you liked or the album you knew you liked. You could just get everything. You could stream it or whatever, download it. So it was just so much more accessible. We listened to it all. So it didn't really feel too weird to me, you know, because we was country, but we still related to it. Especially like, I think good rap and good country was just good storytelling. That's what always drew me to it. So
absolutely, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely, man. That's dope. That's really cool. How do you deal with a lot of? Have you had to deal with like a lot of people saying like, "Man, that ain't country"?
In the past, yeah, a little less now, but yeah, especially like 3 years ago.
But it's like
everybody wasn't putting trap hats and 808s on stuff.
But it's like, hey, listen to you talk. It's like, man, this dude's
they're like, that's a fake draw on that song. You don't really sing that way. I'm like, brother, I've always talked this way.
Yeah.
When I first started recording with Crowder, him and Tyler would make me do like 50 takes. They'd be like, you can't say our, you got to say our. Nobody knows what an hour is. I said, you say hour? Yeah, but when we sing, we say hour. And I'm like, I don't. So I fought that for a while because it was just like a little too straight, a little too white bread for me. It was just, I don't talk that way. So if I sing that fake, like clean stuff, and then people hear me talk, they'd probably wonder why you don't sing country like you talk. So, you know, some of it's a little slang sounding, but that's really just the way I talk.
Yeah, what's some good? Because I'm from New York, as you can probably hear from my voice. I'm starting to get more of a Southern. I've been here for coming up on 6 years now, so it's starting to like. I used the word "fixin'" today, and my girlfriend was like, "See, you're getting it. Like, you're starting to talk a little country." What's some like country slang that you try to mix in there?
Oh, country slang. I mean, I say I reckon a lot. Might could, might would.
Might could,
yeah,
might
you
would.
know, I say maybe too, but might could's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what all they grill me about, man. I got plenty of good ones. I'll have to think on that. Ask anybody that knows me, though. I'm full of them. They just leak out. They're like, what the hell did you just say? Like, man, my mom and them's been saying that forever.
Mom and them, that's another one.
Yeah,
right there.
mom and them.
Tell your mama and them.
Yeah, facts. See, they just come out accidentally.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. How's this EP been treating you?
Man, the response has been great. We wrote old number 7 pretty quick. Right after Jack and Diet Coke, I kind of just got on a vibe and I just chased it real hard. And it's awesome. I mean, there's been 3 of the 7 go viral, and it seems like people are starting to know them pretty good at the shows. They're a little louder every time, and man, it's been special. You know, I've always wanted to do a project, but I kind of at first just got stuck to singles, and because I got such a range of sounds and ways I tell stories, I feel like it helps paint my picture a little better to have a body of work. So I'm super thankful, and it was cool the way Jack Daniels leaned in and they let us do the videos there and do the cover there and call it old number 7. I mean, it was really special.
What is that place like?
Heaven on earth. Yeah, it's one of the most peaceful places. I don't know what it is about it, man, but everybody there is really country, and they still say ma'am and sir, and they all work their ass off and get up early, and it feels like home.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. We got to spend about a week there writing songs and
so you
learning about the whiskey and drinking every different kind, and that was transformative for me. I've always drank Jack and was a fan because it was from here. But when you see what goes into it and how much everybody cares and how much they care about everybody there, it's just, I was really bought in a whole lot more once I got to go see that side of it.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
Yeah.
Shout out Uncle Jack.
Uncle Jack. See, I remember I've seen a lot of like the little Jack Daniels statues that look like the old Confederate like soldiers or whatever. I remember Riley Green used to bring one on stage when he would sing "Bury Me in Dixie." And he used to make sure it was on stage. Be like, "I was Robert E." Like he would say all that shit.
That's crazy.
But yeah, the Jack branding and stuff, and because you grew up right near the Kentucky line too.
Yes,
so
sir.
it's like the Kentucky bourbon line's right there too.
Yeah.
But you identify more with the Tennessee whiskey, I'm sure.
Yeah, just a tad more. I know it's all pretty much the same, but it's just a tad different. I don't know what it is about how they do it, but I've never been able to drink much bourbon, but I drink the hell out of Jack, so I don't know what it is.
Funny how that works, isn't it?
Yeah, it might just be because it's what you used to or whatever, you know, but just the pinstripes on it, everything about it just always looked like me. It was always pretty tough, so that might be what got me. I don't know.
Yeah, what's something that people might not know about you?
Man, something that people might not know about me. That is a great question.
Because you seem like a man of all kinds. Like there's all like you're like you said, like just like your music styles are kind of all over the place. Where you've been bending genres like your whole life,
Yes, sir.
and you have this story of doing this dirt bike thing, and then meeting Tyler through that, and then it all kind of leads like a mystery in a little bit.
One thing a lot of people laugh about is like we'll go by a construction site and they'll be doing concrete, and I'll be like, damn, I did that for 2 years. And then we'll pass another, oh well, I run a dozer for 1.5 years. Oh well, I did that, and there ain't many labor jobs I ain't done. They were always lenient on the schedule, and they always paid cash, and your check was coming Friday, and it helped me race, it helped me chase my dreams. I did construction when I first moved to Nashville too, so they were cool with me having to miss days to go to a ride or something. So yeah, that's one thing everybody really cracks up on is just how many lives I've lived, because everybody knows about the dirt bikes and the music, but they don't know about the grass cutting and the bush hogging and the dozing and the landscaping and every different thing, all the sod land. I've done every damn thing about you can do. I was a stage hand for a couple months when I moved down here, which that was cool. My first gig was for Leonard Skinner, and I was just a local hand at Bridgestone. But them boys come in there with like 5 or 6 Cubans on and so many necklaces, and they look like rappers. And I was like, there's people telling me at the time, you can't dress like that. People won't take you serious. And I was like, Leonard fucking Skinner has 5 Cubans on, 5 white gold Cubans. All of them, man. At least 3 of the boys walked in shining. And I was like, well, that's cool.
And these are dudes in their 60s and 70s.
Yeah, and they're legends, and nobody would ever say they're not country.
Yeah.
So it gave me a little like, oh, you can be yourself in this. This is cool.
Yeah.
You just got to really own whatever you are, because I'm sure they've been like that as long as they could, So
yeah, dude.
That was kind of cool to me, but yeah.
That's sick.
Blue collar as hell.
Favorite Skynyrd song?
Oh, shit. Come back to that in a minute.
Okay.
We'll come back, because I ain't going to give you a stock one. I got to try to think of a deep cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me think on that.
Yeah, I've gotten to see them a few times in my life, because when I was living up north, there were these interesting like Southern rock barbecue festivals, and I'd be the youngest guy. It was called Rock Ribs and Ridges, and I was the youngest guy by about 30, 40 years. So it'd be me and like 2 of my buddies, and then I had a college radio show that we used to do stuff with them, and then I'd be hanging out with all these old heads, and like you'd be smoking.
It's cool to be around.
Dude, you'd be smoking weed with some guy named Hippie John, who was riding around in a wheelchair, and he was the dude with the medicinal card in New Jersey before they legalized it. Oh, dude, yeah, you're riding around, you're smoking out of this bowl that's made out of elk horn, and then you're hanging out with like Marshall Tucker Band and the Outlaws and Pure Prairie League and all these old like Southern rock people. Yeah, and Skinner was at one of those, and it was fucking wild.
Yeah, that would be awesome. It'd be cool to hang with them boys sometime.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, the old heads just
and just like soak up some knowledge from them. We've been totally different sound or whatever, but we've been out with Billy Currington
the
last couple months.
Coconut Billy, he still party like he used to, or
he still gets down for sure. Down? Yeah, he's a wild man. I love him, but he's also just been like so good at giving advice and telling us, just giving us love and telling us what he sees us doing good at and what he sees that we could tighten up if we want to be the best. And I love that shit. So anytime I can get around somebody that's been where I want to be, it's to have that wealth of info and experience to tap into is awesome.
That's great.
And they got the fun stories too. They've lived too. Aside from working hard and taking over, they had some fun too.
They got to live before all this shit. They got to really be in it when the crowd didn't have these phones up.
Everybody was a little more in the moment then. I think that would be sick.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I've seen some videos of like what's his name, Charles Wesley Godwin, people like that, like a lot of their fans ain't videoing the whole time. It's a little more like they're just like dancing and being in it. So that's cool. It'd be nice to see that shift happen a little more everywhere. People just get back into the moment.
Yeah. What was your first concert growing up?
First concert ever was Vince Gill and Patty Loveless at Dollywood.
Wow.
So that was pretty cool.
That's a very cool one.
First one when I was like a teenager. It's some rock and roll or some kind of like punk rock band at Rocket Town,
Oh, nice.
I was trying to do BMX and skateboard or something too when I was young, so we was always up at the skate park, and anything that drove my dad crazy I listened to, so he didn't like all that screaming shit. That's what he said. They're just screaming. You can't hear what they're saying.
That's awesome.
But I love the guitars in it, it was rocking, so
Yeah, that upbeat stuff's fun. Yeah, my first show as a kid was Tim McGraw back when he was Hosscat Tim McGraw. So it was like 03 McGraw when he didn't have any openers and he had the Fu Man, like the mustache before he got sober, and he was just a force on stage.
That's
and then
sick.
the first one as a teenager that I remember going to without the parents was a Toby Keith concert. R.I.P. You know,
yes sir, rest in peace.
It was Toby Keith, Drake White, and Kip Moore, and I remember that was back when I used to drink, and I remember drinking in that parking lot and having a good old time.
Yeah, that's
all that.
cool.
I was like, man, this country music stuff's a lot of fun. These country concerts, there's just a vibe. Party in the parking lot, meet some people, party on the lawn, pass some smoke around.
I don't know too many other like shows that are like that. You know, I mean, I guess the electric music festivals, people partying the whole weekend, but like. Nobody at a pop show or a rap show is really tailgating. They show up all dressed up and go into the arena. So I love that about country shows, man. They get down out there
I love
the whole day.
Yeah, I love the culture of like making friends at a show too. Like you become boys with the folks in your section.
Yeah, you leave knowing somebody pretty good sometimes.
Or hey, want to come over play some cornhole? Hey, want to come over play some beer pong? Like you make a family out there. You know?
It definitely feels like that, especially the longer we're out there and you're not coming home. You got to lean into that kind of interactions, even on our side of it. You gotta get tight with folks. I mean, just like how I met y'all, you know, it's cool to find new friends and people that you got stuff in common with and maybe you didn't know you did, because we all just passing ships in this town, just running up and down Music Row. It's cool to slow it down a little and just connect with people for real.
Absolutely. See, I love that you're a local guy too, because there's a movement of guys and girls that are like born and raised here that are coming up right now, between guys like you,
for sure,
Ern, Chase Matthew, Austin Williams, Lauren Watkins. Like there's guys and girls that are like 615. Connor Smith, another one, that are either
that's crazy.
Slightly
I didn't
south
know all of them was all from here. That's cool.
Because Lauren I think is from like closer to the city. Connor's from Williamson. Ern is from like Williamson area, right?
Thanks. So
you're
this way, Green Hill somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere in there, and then. Chase is from Springfield. Austin is from Springfield.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I never knew too many people from here. Like when I, doing it, I feel like when I first moved to Nashville, I was very surprised to hear all the different accents and everybody's from somewhere different. Because I was like, damn, ain't nobody from here. So that was strange to me, but it is cool to see more people from here getting hip to it and getting a chance and showing out for 615, like you said. It's cool.
Yeah. What was your like bar that you would like hang out at growing up?
Shit, honestly, we didn't really have one. Nashville was just barely far enough away. Like, you didn't want to drive down here and drink and go an hour home.
So would it be like the Walmart parking lot or something like
that?
Just
out by a pond
parties?
Or in a field, or, like I said, we was always riding dirt bikes. So there's a lot of time in garages and stuff, just playing good music and wrenching on stuff and hammering beers or whatever, whatever you could find at the time.
What's a field party like? Because I haven't really been to many of those.
I mean, they get wild. It depends where you at, but we had some good ones for sure. I mean, trucks ain't really circled up or whatever like that. Where I was from, they all in a line or they all over, but it wasn't like structured. You just pulled up and parked and we got down. Usually a big fire, too big a one. We always had dirt bikes around, so we was jumping them over something, doing something we didn't need to be at night. But there was plenty of times too where we'd be in a field that wasn't ours. If there wasn't a field we could party in, we'd find one.
Yeah. And
then you'd have to dash like hell to get out of there. I remember one time we was in the middle of this cornfield and everybody got out, but one dude, he had a little Toyota 2-wheel drive.
Oh.
And that farmer made him reseed that whole damn thing. He had to smooth it all out and reseed it himself.
Shit.
He kept it real though. He didn't tell nobody's name. But we couldn't go help him neither because it had just been, dead giveaway. So, yeah, shout out. Oh, boy, we'll keep him nameless. But he, it was fun.
Yeah. Being from here, do you still get to see a lot of the folks you grew up with?
Man, from time to time, but a lot of them got kids and wives and still working full-time jobs, so I feel like our schedules just don't line up a bunch. But it's been cool to see some of my high school buddies come out to the shows and stuff, and I seen a few at NASCAR yesterday, which was cool.
How was that, dude?
That was bucket list. I've been to a bush race as a kid, but never like a cup race. So.
And you got to, I'm sure, be down pit row, like see everything.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, man. See a pit stop happen that quick. I wish they still had more lugs. It's just that one center one now, so the pit stops are a little less exciting. But it's so cool how much fan access, like how much access people get. You would think it would be so locked off, and really there's just people everywhere, like right in the middle of it. So that was cool to see. It's the loudest thing I've ever seen in my life, man.
It's so fucking
Couldn't
loud.
imagine being in one. I would love to one day, but it would have to be loud as hell.
Yeah.
But you can feel the power coming by.
Oh, dude, yeah, you feel it in your chest.
Yeah,
man.
that was pretty damn cool. It was a good race too. So yeah, our guy didn't do too good.
Who was your guy?
We went to hang out with Stenhouse Jr.
Oh, nice.
So that was really cool. He's a great dude. He knew the tunes. That was awesome.
That's sick.
Yeah, it was pretty sick, man. That really surprised me. But it was cool to get that firsthand experience. Like I said, for the first one to be that cool, they set the bar high. It was awesome.
That's really cool. Did you grow up going to a lot of NASCAR races, or were you more with the bikes?
Well, I was definitely focused on dirt bikes personally, but we had a racetrack called Highland Rim.
Oh, I know.
Yep.
When Highland Rim is going, man, you can hear that shit for miles, man. That is the loudest thing. Is that that's Robertson County, right?
Yes, sir. Kind of Greenbrier area or something.
Yeah.
Highland Ridge, whatever. Highland Rim. But yeah, we would go up there and watch, and then there was a drag strip in Goodlettsville, Union Hill. So, I had a lot of buddies that had fast cars. We'd go watch them. So that was fun, but it was just a little too expensive for us to get into. We could hardly afford a dirt bike, so to build a car like that wasn't nothing we could think about. My dad grew up drag racing and stuff, so he liked it.
That's cool.
It would have been cool for us to do it, but we had fun watching.
Yeah, dude. And Highland Rim is one of those places where people are ripping cigs. People have the cooler of beer.
Yeah, you know what a guy said yesterday at NASCAR? He said, "You know about Highland Rim?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Let me tell you something about it. People go there to fight, and then a race breaks out." I was like, "Yeah, you're pretty right."
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen some stuff up there.
Yeah, they're racing for nothing other than like the top couple guys. There was a few dudes I think that come through there that probably race NASCAR. For the most part, it was just good old boys, just living.
Something to do on a Friday or Saturday night.
Yeah, 100%.
That's fun, man.
Yeah,
that's cool, man. So what do we have as far as the rest of this year? Like, what do we have for? I know you did obviously like tailgating Tall Boys. Oh, the show here in Nashville that you did. Is that Exit In, right?
Exit In, yes, sir.
What was that like, seeing your name on a historic building like that?
Man, it was pretty crazy. My dad's reaction to seeing our name on the little sign out front was the coolest thing, because he was just like, he had been there to see shows throughout the years and stuff, and he's just like, I can't believe our last name's up there. And then he come inside and the banner's hung up, and he's like, I've never seen our last name that big before. That's crazy. So his reaction and my sister's reaction was priceless to me. But to see that many people show up, I didn't have a clue how many tickets I could sell. I didn't know how many folks would show up. I just really just took a leap of faith, and we didn't have an opener or nothing, just because I really wanted to prove to the team and, CAA and Warner, like, I can sell this many tickets. Like, nobody else come in and sold 200 of them. I really wanted everybody to buy in a little bit more. So it was a big risk everybody took, I feel like, because it was a little premature. But thankfully, folks really showed up for me. It meant a lot. It was cool as shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's top 3 for me forever. I'll never forget that.
Yeah, there's something special about doing a thing like that, especially in Nashville. It is tough to sell tickets because you have music. You can go see a band play or a writer's round or something at no cost. All you're doing is paying for the beer or the parking, but
pretty much the best of every genre comes here, and all the best of country. Like, everybody comes here, so it's hard to cut through the noise here in town. You know what I mean? So that was special, man. They really showed out. And it gave me some confidence I needed to just keep pushing forward and just keep hanging it out and seeing what happens, man.
Yeah. And now you talk about your team. So I know your booking agent very well.
Yes, sir.
Andrew,
Mark and Andrew are
Andrew.
Dudes.
Andrew's my boy, dude. I've known Andrew since he first got to town.
I think that's how we got this set up. He reached out.
Yeah. So Andrew's been a good friend of mine since he first got here, and it's funny. So and also a connection with Will with Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So my business partner Nikki T, who's the founder of Raised Rowdy, started. He's originally from Pittsburgh, so Raised Rowdy started in Pittsburgh.
That's crazy.
And Nick, his day job was working in logistics for a company that was owned by Andrew's dad.
What a small world, man. That's crazy.
So we got to know Andrew because Andrew's dad reached out to Nick. It was like, hey, my kid's moving to Nashville. He's starting this entry-level job at the CAA place, all that. And then Andrew, when he first came to town, he was out with us every night, going to Whiskey Jam, coming to our writers' rounds.
About right.
And now to watch Andrew do what he's doing, and dude, you're working with. It's funny you talk about like your days back in the day being young Lincoln, and now working with the guy that's helped out with guys like Wiz. Like, how does that all kind of come to be?
Man, that's bucket list stuff for me, being a part of Taylor Gang. You know, when I very first ever, like, most of the time it was just me and my buddies, but like the first times I ever let anybody hear me try to sing or rap was over like Wiz beats, Mac Miller beats. I always wanted to be Taylor Gang. Their day-to-day videos were so raw and real. They didn't pretty nothing up.
Ahead of its time, too.
Yeah, very, man. And it was just always inspiring to me. It still is. But, you know, fast forward 10 years or so, and I met Chevy Woods. He was Wiz's best friend. They wrote a lot of songs together. And he wanted to come down and write country music. He'd been listening and doing it on his own for a couple years. And I was looking for a manager at the time because Jack was just starting to go, and I really wanted to capitalize on that, and I knew I needed somebody to help. And we wrote about 8 songs in a week that he was here, and he just told Will, man, you need to holler at this dude. And they had just got a little extra room because Wiz toured a little less this year, and all the rest of their artists are established, so they just gave me a chance, man.
Which is wild, bro.
And he was like, I don't know anything about country, but I know how to do what you need, and I'll meet anybody, and I'll put the hours and the time in if you do. And we just, you know, we hung out a couple times. I went to a Wiz and a Snoop show, and
what was that like?
That was dope, man.
Where was it?
Raleigh, North Carolina, I believe.
Dude, I love Raleigh. That's a cool city to be in.
It's a cool city, a cool amphitheater, and there's a big pond behind it. So we taught Wiz's son how to fish. I mean, it was really cool memories, but I mean, I think they was kind of putting me to the test. We was just smoking our back out. And then at the end of the night, they was like, all right, you're a good hang. We can do this. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. So much of it.
It was so cool to smoke one with Wiz, though. And the only song of mine he knew is one that hadn't come out that I wrote with Chevy. And he's like, hey, man, that shit's tough. And I was like, you know something I wrote? That was bucket list shit for me to smoke one and hang with Wiz, and him actually, like, whatever. Like I said, think you're kind of dope. It just gives you a little more confidence that something you're doing is right, you know. Made me want to lean in. Yeah. And seeing Snoop Dogg walk through there, man, it was like seeing a ghost or seeing an alien, man. It's just like, damn, he's real. He's right there. That's crazy.
What's that vibe like when you're hanging with Wiz and then you see Snoop walk in the room?
I mean, it was really awesome to see how much everybody respects Snoop. Like, you know, it wasn't like they treated him any different, but just everybody really, you know, they're like, you don't know what he did for the game. You don't know what he did for hip hop, what he did for the culture, for the community. Like, Snoop is the man all the way around. And just to hear all these people who are established and have their own name too, like, talk him up like that, it was like, yeah, he's way more than just smoke. He's way more than just a cool, swaggy guy. Like, smart businessman, kind dude. You know, it was just cool to see all them boys because, like I said, we looked up to them, and they made a lot of records we smoked and drank too. So,
dude. So the soundtrack to your life in a way, like to a portion of your life.
Yeah, 100%. So it just felt really full circle to get to link up with Taylor Gang because I never thought that would happen. Surely not through country music, you know. So got a couple records with Wiz now too. Hopefully y'all hear it this year.
Dude, that's awesome.
So that's bucket list thing. Even if nobody hears it, just to have one for me is really cool.
Yeah, dude. I'm sure that, like, you don't. It's not something you think about every day because you don't in the moment, you know. But you got to be a part of with the Tree Vibe stuff and kind of a change in the genre, like, expanding. You know, I wouldn't even say that that people say, oh, country lost its roots when FGL came out. It's like, no, it expanded. it got to the point where you had a duo that I was at the concert where they sold out Madison Square Garden on a fucking Tuesday. You know, like it brought it into this light. You wouldn't have guys doing what they're doing right now on the scale that they're doing if you didn't have FGL kind of kick the door down by bringing in a different sound.
Definitely.
So you got to be a part of that, and now you just said you have songs that could be coming out with a generational guy like Wiz Khalifa as a country songwriter. You're part of this. Yeah, you're part of this generation now of this genre blending where some of the biggest superstars in the world of music that are going to be talked about in the history books forever are coming into our world because our world is the cool thing and because our world is something. And you're getting to be a part of that too. Like,
it's really cool to see all the lines blurring and there not be as much of a genre that you got to be stuck to or like you can only do features with XYZ person. Like, you know, I think all these folks that don't usually do country having an interest in it is just going to do kind of what FGL did. I feel like it's going to put country on another level. And even if in 2 years, you know, something else will be pop, it won't be country that's the most popular, but it's still going to be as big as they help us build it in the next 2 years.
Bro,
so
good
it's just going to help
music.
so many more cultures come together, so many more good records happen that you never thought could and sounds that you never thought you would hear. So it's pretty exciting to be a part of. I mean, I love the old country. I think the heyday, you know, 90s would have been so sick. But
you said your first concert was freaking Vince Gill and Patty Loveless. You have that in you, and just because you're creating something that's this genre blending of styles, you still have appreciation for the old shit, whether that's old stuff
100%.
in country, old stuff in rap, old stuff in R&B, old stuff in rock. Like,
when I first got my deal with Tree Vibes, I mean, I know my sound's way different than Alan Jackson, but I told him I want to write songs like he did, even if they don't sound like him. So I was writing with Mark Irwin, and I was trying to get with Stegall, and I was asking Alan if he would write with me. I was sending him songs. I mean, that was, you know, I wrote with Bob DePiro. So many of the legends, that was what I cut my teeth with, and that's who I learned the most from early on. That was super good for me, I think, because no matter what it sounds like, it's traditional country. I try to make every word count, and I might do some rapping stuff and fit a couple more words and syllables, but I'm still going to make them words and syllables count just as much as the last one. So I hope people can, you know, I think all these new stuff blending is working, but there's still some traditionalists that don't want to hear it. And I wish they would give it a little bit more of a chance because, at least from my point of view, like the songwriting aspect, every word's got to count. It's got to be like old country.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more traditional than maybe people want to give it credit for. So
yeah, dude, storytelling, man. Good music is good music.
Yeah,
and
facts.
It's storytelling, man. You're telling a story with Jack and Diet Coke. You're telling a story on that whole project of number 7, bro. Like,
thank you for saying, man. It's all real stuff I went through, and it's not. We wasn't writing what we thought people wanted to hear. I was just writing from my heart.
Yeah, dude.
And that was, you know, originally I thought you had to be a little more vague if you wanted millions to like relate to it. But it feels like the more specific I am, the more somebody's able to see themselves in it, or just see me for who I am, and instead of wondering what I'm trying to say. You know, yeah, it's been kind of freeing a little bit, I guess would be the best way to put it.
Yeah, dude, there's something to be said for that. So what do you like doing when you're not on the road or you're not in the writer's room? What is Redferrin like doing?
It's been a little while since I've got to do a lot of living. Honestly, this year's been busy, thankfully. But I love riding my dirt bike. I'm kind of a homebody, as much as I spent a lot of time gone when I was racing and now that we're traveling doing music. But I love spending time at home. I like fishing. I mean, I love drinking some whiskey, and that's been fun for me to dive into. I'm collecting it now.
Oh, cool.
I probably got like 30 bottles, 30 different kinds of Jack on my shelf.
No, so how many more kinds of Jack do you not have?
I mean,
how many are there?
I mean, there's probably like 100 they've put out, and then like I got to go pick a barrel, you know, and there's all kinds of people who've got to go pick a barrel. So there's a million people that's got their own bottle that you ain't ever tasted one like it. So I'd say the answer is probably who knows what the number is, but there's at least like 20 more I'm trying to hunt down that are, whether I just like the bottle or it's like they got some it's 150 proof that they only did a couple thousand bottles of, and just stuff like that just intrigues me a little bit. So I don't know, man. I'm just a real dude. I just like real stuff. Try to keep myself in good shape. I don't work out as much as I should, but because I used to be a racer, I still got an athlete's mind, so I try to keep myself a little sharp that way. If I ever do want to ride or go try to play some ball, I'm halfway ready.
Play some ball. So we talking basketball? We talking baseball? What kind of ball?
I mean, I'm definitely not a baller, but I like to go play basketball.
Okay, yeah,
that was something early on when I signed at Tree Vibes. We had a team in a little men's league, and it was just fun to go run around. We got beat half the time, but we just had so much fun every time, man. Yeah. So that's something I'm trying to make a little more time for. All my band golfs, so I just picked up golf the last month. So I got some new hobbies that I never really had a lot of interest in, but just trying to expand stuff a little bit because it's easier to find a golf course in Montana than it is like make time to go ride a dirt bike or something, So just trying to make time to do the stuff I love and also like make time to do some new shit too that maybe I ain't have a chance.
Golf is such a frustrating sport.
Sure is. I'm still like, I don't expect to be good because I don't go enough. So I just like pick my ball up and play whoever's best one and smoke. And I'm just there for vibes. But I feel like I've done bought me some stuff now. I'm getting like a little hooked on it and I'm ready to like hit good balls consistently. So yeah, it's tough. It's tough out there, man.
Who was the best baller on that Tree Vibes basketball team? Who would ball really well with the guys you were playing with?
That's tough, man. Jackie Lee was pretty slick.
I've heard Jackie Lee can play some basketball. You're not the first guy to say that.
Yeah, I'll be honest. He was kind of sick, man. The rest of us, I don't know if you know Adam Romaine.
Yeah.
Romy was balling a little bit, and T-Hub would come every now and then. I mean, we had some good cats show up time to time. There just wasn't enough of us to, you need more than one good one to keep the team floating. So, yeah, I used to go out to Gorley's a little bit, and there's always some ballers out there. So, yeah, man, I think that'd be fun. I want to do little stuff like if I ever get a chance to do one of them celebrity games or something, I want to at least be able to do something out there. So I'm trying to get my chops up before it ever happens.
That's not a bad idea. See, I used to play kickball.
Shit, that's
was what
awesome.
We used to do. That was what we did during COVID, and we called the league SIGs in the outfield because we'd all be ripping darts.
Let's go.
We'd all be ripping darts or
Where'd y'all
passing
do
around
that
a joint. We'd actually do it at like Belmont's practice field.
Let's go.
Like Rose Park area, like
cool.
right there in town. And we'd just go bring a cooler of beer. We'd bring our little setup with all of our flour, and we'd just sit out there. We'd smoke, and people would drink, and we'd just play kickball for hours.
Y'all still do that at all?
No, we did that during COVID.
You should fire that up again. That kind of sounds fun.
That's what I'm saying. I bet now we would get a lot of guys and girls that would just come
everybody
out.
Would be a little less nervous to come now, so you probably get some numbers.
Yeah, because we did that during COVID, and that was back like when I worked with the Muscadine guys. Like Gary and Charlie used to come out. Trey would. That's actually how I met Trey, Ella Langley, like that whole crew that is now everybody's out touring and doing the damn thing. But rewind a few years and everybody was kind of getting started. We would just get out there, play kickball, and then go jam at people's houses after. Like
that's pretty sick.
Sit around the fire, smoke cigars. COVID was kind of cool for that reason.
For sure.
I know for you it was a little bit different because it's like career stuff was like starting to go in 2019. Yeah. And then that pause button was tough. Man.
It was weird timing. I signed with CAA like the day that everything shut down. Like during our meeting, we all had to leave because it was just getting weird. And we were supposed to do a stadium tour with FGL, and I spent like 6 months getting ready for that, and then it just didn't happen. So yeah, that side was tough for me, but I got to do a lot of growing in that time. I got to write a lot of songs and really hone my craft and stuff that I would have had to do with eyes on me. So it gave me a little time to polish myself without everybody paying attention as much.
Yeah.
And I think at the time I was frustrated, but it ended up being a blessing because, you know what I mean? It's hard enough to figure yourself out and what you want to do and what you want to sing with all the noise and everybody telling you different things. Yeah. So that slowed it down enough that I could take what I learned and lean in for a minute. And I knew I had a good opportunity waiting on me once COVID was over, whenever that was, so I just kept leaning in and just tried to work on myself during that time, and it was good for me. It was a lot better for me than it was bad for me, for sure.
Yeah. And then look at where you are now.
Yeah, it set me up good, I think.
I think so. Yeah, I would say so.
I'm super thankful for that time. I've told people a million times over that had I not had it, I probably would have put out a bunch of different songs early on. And
you've been throwing darts, bro, and not the fun kind that you do at the bar with your buddies.
Yeah.
You would have been throwing darts and not gotten near the bullseye, and now you've gotten to where this is my sound. It's a little bit of this, it's a little bit of that, and you have what Redferrin is, who Redferrin is as an artist.
I think when I look back at the first songs I cut, I picked songs that I can still relate to, thankfully. But I wrote a lot of songs during those times that I, had one of them popped off. I might not have wanted to been stuck to them sounds forever because I was still really experimenting and trying to figure myself out. So having that extra time to know exactly what I wanted Redferrin to sound like, not what was I going to pitch or, not sounding like anybody else. That was good for me. I needed it for sure.
What advice do you have for a guy or girl getting ready to sign a publishing deal? Because you've been through that on multiple, that's a
good question.
That's like step one. It seems like when a kid moves to town, unless they really have their shit going as an artist,
for sure,
it's pub deal first.
Yeah, I understand that. I would say anybody wanting to come to town to get a publishing deal, I would say all the publishers are good. They're all going to get some cuts. They all know the same people. At the end of the day, for me, it was who feels the most like family. Who do I want to go to eat supper with? Who do I want speaking on my behalf? Who do I believe in, and who do I think really believes in me? Not just one song or not just a quick check. Like I would always say, I know you need the money. I can relate, at least personally. I needed a check bad, but holding out for a while and not signing the first thing I come across did me real good because I would have missed out on a lot of opportunities that were for me, that really set me up good on the back end. So family first is what I always say. Just find people is going to be your biggest champion, and the songs will get there somehow. If it's a good song, they'll get it there somehow.
Amen, dude. Because that's a question that I get asked. I'm just like, guys, I've been on Music Row for Raise Rowdy related things, like cool things that we've gotten to do with different partners. But I'm not people ask me and Nikki that stuff all the time, and it's like I don't know. I'm not a writer. I haven't gone through it. Like, how many different deals have you been through now in your years of doing this?
Honestly, I've only been signed to Tree Vibes. I got really fortunate. When I first came to town, they mentored me and helped me for a year, and then once they seen what I could do, they signed me, and I was there about 4 years, and then that ended last March. And I've just been writing for myself since then. I got Warner behind me on the record deal side. Yeah. So, I got a good network of folks I've met the last 7 years. Made a lot of good relationships, thankfully. And anybody that I don't have reached to, usually if Warner reaches out and says, hey, Red wants to write, when the label says it, people have a little more faith in getting a cut. So I've still been able to keep a good schedule and write when I want to and need to. And I haven't really noticed it slowing down too much. So I really just had that one deal and had to bet on myself. I missed the draw for a while and I had to burn through a lot of savings to pay the bills. But I think on the back end it was definitely worth it because now I own, my EP is all me and
isn't that nice?
And everything else that's coming, So it just feels good to know you can do it on your own because then you can pick a team that is as passionate as you. You don't have to rely on them to start your fire. You kind of already have a little steam. And another big thing that was cool for me through this whole process was a lot of my cuts did have Tyler and Brian, or it did have somebody else on there. And a lot of people, for me, it's never really been about credit, but a lot of folks kind of was like, oh, of course it's a hit. They were on there. So to be able to just pour into myself and do my own schedule and produce my own songs and write them and just really get to touch everything, I think it's been good for me to show people what I'm capable of so that when I do start pitching songs again, maybe some of these other people have a tad more faith in writing with me or something, some of them bigger guys that are hard to get a hold of. Yeah, it's been sweet, man. So interesting route, interesting journey. I know a lot of people go through a lot of different ones, but I learned a lot at Tree Vibes and I've met a ton of really sweet, passionate people. At this point, I'm really trying to bet on myself. I don't want to give songs away right now. I feel like I need a couple number ones of my own. And then I'd say folks will want one even worse than maybe right now. So that's, I feel like wherever you put the energy, that's where everything goes. So I'm just kind of
amen, bro.
Let the songwriting be something I do to fuel my art, and then I'll get back to the rest later.
Yeah, dude. And I'd say betting on yourself is a good bet because it's been working.
Thank you for saying
it. Really
man.
has, dude.
Thank you for
it really
real.
has. What do we have coming up as far as like shows and stuff? I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah,
so we
check
know
it out
too.
for sure.
Let's
I know we're going to Canada next week.
Oh,
First
that's
time in
exciting.
Canada.
Have you been international before?
So we went to London, Germany, Amsterdam,
the
Rotterdam.
C thing. What was that like for you overseas?
That was life changing, honestly.
That's sick.
I just got a passport a couple months before that. I never left the country.
I have a passport, and I'm from a place where you could travel anywhere. Like, not
Pretty
saying
easy,
Nashville.
yeah.
I'm from New York, but I've never left the country.
Man,
I'm
you
fucking
got to.
29 years old. I've never left the country. Canada's like 7 hours north.
I waited 31 years, man. I feel you. But it was good for me. I mean, I've always been pretty laid back, but like I remember the first train station we went to, there wasn't an English button on the ticket thing. I couldn't find it. It was just French, Dutch, or German. And all my boys got through the gate just fine, and I couldn't get the machine to work. I was so frustrated, pissed, thinking we was going to miss the train, and we did. Yeah. But then like 6 minutes later, another one comes, and I just realized like, oh, the little shit that you worry about most of the time don't really matter.
Yeah.
So that was one of the biggest things for me. I just laid back over there. I had to try food I didn't know nothing about, and I couldn't speak their language to get the pickles off of it or whatever, you know? So you just like, you got to soak it up and take it in.
Yeah.
And it was crazy for people in Germany to know the songs or people in London to sing the songs back. It blew my mind.
Isn't it crazy how universal music is, bro?
It's especially right now, man, with Spotify and Apple and everything, Amazon.
And I think
everything's a click away, no matter where you're at in the world. So if they get the same hot country playlist we get. So if you're fortunate enough to make it on one, you got a good chance for folks to find you right now.
Oh, so you got some festivals in Canada, dude. Cavendish, our boy Sawyer is with Country Liberty. You're gonna have to holler at him.
Yeah, come on.
He's up there at the Cavendish Festival. Oh, you're doing Moonshine Beach, bro.
Yeah, that Cali run's going to be fun. I heard those are pretty sweet.
Have you been out there before? Have you been out to Moonshine Beach or Moonshine Flats yet?
Sure ain't.
I went out there years ago when I was in college. This crazy guy named Keith said that I was going to help tour manage an artist out of Nashville. And I was just this kid at college radio doing whatever. And I convinced my professors to give me, excuse me from class to go out and help. And we weren't tour managing nothing. I just went with this guy from New York that had a boatload of money, and we were just hanging out. And I could tell that the guy was annoying the artists in the band that we were with. So I was like, guys, I'm just with this guy. I promise I'm chill. And it was cool. But Moonshine Beach is dope. There's a lot of people there every night of the week. They love country music. Oh, dude, it's a party.
I mean, the label comes to the local shows, but they don't go out of town much. But there's a lot of people going to that one. So it must be a fun one, or else they wouldn't be going all the way out there.
And you're right by La Jolla Beach, one of the most beautiful. I'm an East Coast guy, but I'll give credit to the West Coast when it's due.
Yeah.
That beach out there, La Jolla Beach out just a little bit north of there, fucking beautiful.
Well, we got some days off. We'll have to slide up there. I've never been.
Sold out show, House of Blues Anaheim.
That's insane.
That's selling out shows in L.A.
Yeah, it blows my mind. I mean, I think the dirt bike community helps with that a lot.
Yeah.
But it's a blessing, man. They've been really kind to us. California's been some of our coolest shows, man.
Dude, and then going to Dirty Myrtle, bro.
Yeah.
One of my favorites. You been to the Boathouse before?
No, sir, never have. It's gonna be good.
At Load-In which you're not. You're loading in. Like, what's your band structure and everything look like?
Got a drummer and tracks.
Okay, so you're gonna be fine.
Yeah, so we slide in,
bro, with the loading in. So it's like the venue's like here, and then there's like the inlet behind, and then the stage backs up to the inlet. So you're like looking up. It's like a little mini amphitheater, but it's a bar, and it's like a green grass, and like the bar's up on the hill, and then the stage is like a little landing pad, bro.
That's pretty.
So
sick,
loading in a bunch of gear there could be a pain in the ass.
You're
You're just rolling drums and tracks, dog. You're gonna be set. And Myrtle Beach knows how to party. The landing at the Boathouse is fucking sick. I love going there. Oh, you're doing Boots and Hearts? That's like the biggest festival in Canada.
Going back to Canada again here in a couple weeks. And then
we get a lot of stamps on the passport, dog.
I know. Then we're going back to London. We got some more Germany shows. We're going to Scotland. I mean, it's crazy, man. Twice in a year is insane to me. Ever to go at all was wild. But I sure didn't think I'd go back this quick.
Oh, Kegs Canal Side. Shout out to my man Ross up there. You'll be hanging out with him.
Ross.
Bro, Kegs Canal Side. There ain't nothing to do in Jordan, New York, but go to Kegs.
All right, bet.
So that's gonna blow your mind too, because if people think of New York, it's like the city, but you go to upstate New York, bro. It's hilly. There's dudes riding dirt bikes. It's country as cornbread. They just talk a little different up there.
Yeah, we went. I remember FGL did a show up there, and a girl brought a deer heart to meet and greet in a cooler.
Yeah.
She said, "I'm countryer than y'all," and Tyler and them laughed, and then she's like, "I bet I am." And she pulled this deer heart out, and then they were like, "Okay, next, let's get this picture, get her out of here, man. This girl's wild."
Yeah, dude. Jordan's great. Oh,
but they're country for sure.
Yeah, it's cool, like seeing the circuit that you're on with a lot of these shows, because like even like Cancun Cantina in Hanover, Maryland. I went there the day that the COVID restrictions got lifted.
Yep.
So we played a show with Trey. Or I was with Trey when he played a show up there, and it was the day that the mask mandate went away. So the place was fucking wild.
It's going,
bro.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a fun little room. And then all this European stuff you're talking about, dude. You got a full fucking
doing old number 7 tour this fall. I'm gonna do a headlining thing across the whole country after all of this. In between it, wherever they fall in. So
you weren't kidding. You are busy this year. Oh, T-Town, bro, Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, that one's gonna be cool. It's a little SEC, some kind of party. It ought to be fun.
Yeah, Druid City Music Halls. That's a fun.
Yeah, I ain't been yet. But
that is right
the
on.
Videos look cool,
bro. That's right on the strip in Tuscaloosa, like
Let's
where
go.
all the college balls are.
Is that during school? Yeah, that's right before fall break.
That's October 9th, dog.
Yeah, we went up there with Billy and college was out, so it was a little different crowd. It was more local than that,
dude,
so that'll be fun.
October 9th. I wonder if if you're going there on a college football Saturday. Oh, dude,
that would be pretty epic.
Oh, that's a Wednesday, so you can get all the kids there. So there's no way the Bama's out of town because it's a Wednesday. So you're gonna get all those kids wanting to get their hump day on and party midweek, bro.
Y'all come on out, Drew.
You're gonna get your crowd there at Druid City, bro.
Yeah, I can't wait.
That's exciting, man. Yeah, you have so many dates.
Yeah, I think we got 40 or 50 more at least that I know of the rest of the year.
Bro, there's so many guys
doing Wednesday to Sunday.
There's so many guys and girls struggling to get dates right now because dude, it's because it's tough to sell tickets with everything that's going on in the economy and the market's so flooded. So for you to have the shows, especially like the festivals that you have and the overseas
super thankful, man.
Bro, it's a testament to you.
It's really special. Last year I probably did 20 shows. This year I don't know how many we've done. It'll be over 100, for sure. So
let's go.
It's just cool, man, to be out singing it instead of just being a writer or a recording artist. I'm finally out singing it, and it's cool as shit, man. Yeah. I have a blast every time.
Yeah. What's on the Redferrin rider? I'm gonna guess Jack Daniels.
Yeah, I like a little single barrel or barrel proof Jack.
Okay.
We always need some kind of water. We always need some beer. We got a few beer drinkers, don't really drink much whiskey other than taking a shot. A funny one that we do just because everybody geeks out on it. We did it one time kind of as a joke, and then everybody was like, "You want Slim Jims?" Slim Jims are on there.
You're like,
every venue. I would say
I'm
3
from
out of
Tennessee. Give me my Slim Jims.
3 out of 5 of the venues is like, he really wants Slim Jims. Like, yes, sir.
That's awesome.
The rest of it's we don't really need too much. I notice, when you're in and out, especially fly dates, you can't take it with you, and felt like a lot of it got wasted. So we keep the rider pretty lean.
Nice.
I travel around with pretty much anything I need.
And then what are you traveling around in right now?
Man, train, plane, bus, automobile, everything in between.
Well, I mean, like, is it like a bus or a van when you're going to these, like anything say you're on a weekend run, what are you taking out?
I mean, when we did the Nico Moon tour, we took a bus out. I had songwriters out with me and stuff, so I was working the whole time.
That's full circle.
Yeah, that's the only reason I did it. It's because I learned from them, and it was inspiring for my friends I took out. They never got to write songs like that. And we ended up with real good songs, for this next EP.
Dude, that's got to be a very fulfilling moment to take out your own, to be out on a bus and be like, what are we going to do with these extra bunks? Because you're traveling light, which is very smart, by the way, to travel with a drummer and tracks. And
then I got, 8 more bunks I can fit riders in and a photographer.
Who'd you bring out with you? Do you remember?
The 720 boys, Jared Ingram, Blake Hubbard. I took Cooper Bascom out. He wrote Loser for Nothing with me.
Hell yeah.
And then my boy Jake Shoggy, we did Jack and Diet Coke, and we co-produced the EP together. He cuts all my vocals for me. So I just brought all my best friends out and let them have some cool experiences. And it was fun for me to have my boys out there. But we got a lot that are like, we'll be in California one day and then New York the next. So it's a lot of fly dates right now. So we're just, we'll pick up a Sprinter wherever we go or a Tahoe. And, it's a little bit of everything. So it's kind of been cool. It keeps it fresh. Yeah. This fall we'll be on some big wheels again, thankfully. And I'll finish this project up and it's going to be a good time.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah, it's fun doing it every different way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You don't get bored of it.
Yeah, it keeps it fresh.
'Cause you seem
I
like
love a bus, though. I love having everything in one place, and I love having a studio and a back lounge.
Oh, so that's how your back lounge would be set up.
I'll never have, until we have multiple buses, even then I don't know if I will, but I don't like the back lounge being a bedroom. That's weird to me. It needs to be a studio or a hang spot or a smoke spot.
Yeah, a studio that's also a hang spot that's also a smoke spot.
Yeah, you know
3
what I mean.
for one. Yeah.
Sometimes
I've been on those.
Sometimes people don't want to be fogged out, so you need the front lounge for people to rest and be comfortable, and then the back can be whatever it is. But that's how I like to do it, and that's how Tree Vibes Bus was, and I had a lot of fun, and everybody else had a lot of fun. So I'm just trying to keep it fresh and cool like that, you know.
How have the bus drivers been?
Big Jim was the man.
Big Jim.
Yeah, Jimbo. We had the same dude for the whole summer and spring that we was working with. Wild man. Eat black beans straight out of a can, no spoon or nothing, just turn them up. But he kept that motherfucker right between the lines. He never swerved. He knew there was weed in there, so he was going 65 and a 70, you know. Yeah. He was the man.
I love a good bus driver because I've dealt with
nothing like it, man.
I've had a guy named Bobby Lee, who we took a run at when Trey was out on the Kid Rock tour. We brought some writers out and did the bus thing. And Bobby, we got up to our first fuel stop, and I noticed there was a piece of paper taped over the tag. And I was like, Bobby Lee, what are you doing? And we're going through the Northeast. He's like, man, I don't pay no tolls. I was like, all right, Bobby Lee. He's like, there's the right way, the wrong way, and the Bobby Lee way.
That's crazy.
And we do it the Bobby Lee way. Then there was another guy named Cookie who used to eat all these damn paydays and have to pull over and go to the bathroom.
That's crazy.
You meet all the bus drivers, man. They're built different.
That's facts.
Big Jim sounds great, though.
Yeah, Jimbo was, man, he never had you rolling around in your bunk. It was smooth the whole time.
Because when you fall out of a bunk, that's a moment you never forget.
Yeah, or if you're scared the whole time, you can't sleep. Your feet are against the wall, you know.
Especially you smoke something that ends up not working the best with you, and you're like, you're in that headspace, and you're in that
in that little dark box, and you're just like, man, what's going on up there? There was a few times we was going through Montana, and I didn't know that it was so curvy like that on the highways too, you know.
Dog, yeah.
And I was like, what the hell's going on up here? And you know, you go up there and it's snowing and shit, and he's like, I'm trying to my best, man.
Yeah, going through the pass in Colorado with snow coming down, bro. It's fucking wild, man.
I wouldn't want to do it.
No, I wouldn't want to do. See, we would used to tour with a thing called the bandwagon. Have you ever seen those?
What are they like?
So it's a Freightliner chassis.
Sick.
Pulling and usually the tour manager. Some like Warped Tour bands will have used them a lot, like that style of like the rock world. And during COVID, they were very affordable, but then they've since gone a lot up in price. But like as a tour manager, I would drive this thing. You wouldn't need a CDL because it would governor out at like 62 miles an hour. But I would have to drive through like snowstorms and stuff sometimes. And bro, it's like 62 feet from front to back pulling the trailer.
That's crazy.
And I'm
long rig.
And I'm driving this thing. And I'm not a CDL guy or anything like that. Going to South Dakota through a snowstorm, passing through Missouri and Illinois, you know, where you got trucks flipped over and shit. And you're just trying to keep it in between the lines, ripping a cig out the window, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I know all about it. That's crazy though. I wouldn't be driving it.
No,
I mean, I drove box trucks and stuff, like random jobs I did. I had one for Planet Fitness where we delivered treadmills. That was hilarious. So I drove that truck. It was probably 20 or 30 feet, though. It sure wasn't 60, you know what I mean? It was a big rig for me, but...
Yeah, 60 feet with like 8 bunks in it. So you have people like, your boys are trying to sleep as you're driving.
Yeah, and you're trying to keep it straight, in the wind and the snow and everything.
Oh, dude.
It's something else.
They used to give me so much hell, bro.
You're like, hey, y'all come up here and try.
And I was the tour manager, so I'm already getting hell. That's part of what the tour manager does, you know?
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's wild stuff. So this year, you're on the road a shit ton.
Yes, sir.
You got number 7 out. You were talking about next project.
Yep. Been working hard on one. I mean, like I said, we wrote all the songs different places, so I got one called As Long as There's a Bar that we wrote in London. I got, Chase My Whiskey we wrote out in California. Like Good Morning Montana I wrote in Montana. Like everything we was just living, we wrote about it, So it's a cool pack. There's still some that sound like old Number 7, and then there's some where I just branched out and tried some shit I ain't done in a while, or some stuff I wanted to do that I ain't got to yet. So I love where it's headed right now. It's cool. I don't know when it's coming for sure. I'm going to try to do 7 or 10 songs or something,
Sick.
I want to pack it out pretty good.
Yeah, dude.
I want them to count. I feel like old Number 7, I probably started with 20 and I chiseled it down to 7. And I just want to make sure that it's songs that hit as good as it did, because they got a lot of heart on them, and I love how they sound. And most important thing, I love how they are live. They're fun to sing. So just trying to make sure this next pack measures up to that. But it's exciting, man. Hopefully have one on the radio for too long.
Yeah.
That's going to be really cool. So we're just working right now, man.
To hear the big 98 say, "This is whatever" by Redferrin. It's gonna be a big moment. Have you had that? But the Jack and Diet Coke ever go? Or
well, not officially. A lot of stations picked it up on their own, thankfully.
That's cool.
And XM played the hell out of it for us, man. The Highway was great. Shout out to Highway, man. They were really sweet to me. We had 2 songs going at once. They was playing Miss Summer and Jack. It was pretty crazy. So can't wait to have another one on there soon and see how that goes. But shit, we're just having fun with it, man. It's just been a good time right now. Like I said, getting to write stuff without any pressure and go sing it without much pressure other than just giving them what they paid for,
That's awesome, man. Well, dude, I appreciate you coming all the way out here.
Yeah, dude, of course. Thanks. This was fun.
Hanging, man, and happy to have you as a part of the Raised Rowdy family, because you were definitely raised on the rowdy side.
I was definitely raised rowdy for sure, yeah.
My
mama raised me right, but my dad raised me rowdy.
That's a T-shirt right there. We're going to have to do that for the Redferrin. We have to do a
go.
Redferrin Raised Rowdy collab.
Yeah, do a Mossy Oak one with that on there. That'd be hard.
That'd be sick. That'd be really cool, man. Well, shout out to Redferrin for coming on. Y'all be sure to check out old Number 7. The EP's out right now. And if you are anywhere in the world, not just in the United States, but anywhere in the world,
come on,
Redferrin is probably coming to your town or your country. So get on Redferrin.com.
Yeah, Redferrin.com.
Your last name's
all my socials are just at Redferrin. There's not too many Redferrins, so it's pretty easy to nab up.
That's so cool, dude.
Keep it consistent, man.
Hell yeah, man.
Thank you for having me. Shout out Raised Rowdy. This was cool.
Thank you for coming on. We're going to send you home with some of these surf sides. I got a selection of hats for you to pick out. Got a little coffee tumbler from Orca. And we got some shirts for you too.
Thank you, bro.
We'll get you all decked
Gotta get that Stars and Stripes. I'm gonna be in Canada on the 4th. That's the most un-American thing ever. I'm gonna let them know, though.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I gotta let them know.
And dude, I'll actually snap that right now.
Yeah, might as well show them about it.
This one right here, it says freedom, and country music.
Yeah.
We're like, it's our 4 favorite things. Freedom, and country music.
On the 4th. That's gonna be perfect.
Bro, because you're in fucking Canada.
Yeah.
On the 4th.
Sure damn are.
Bro.
I'm gonna let them know, though. I got a lot of pride, but I don't wear a lot of American flag gear, but I'm gonna garb up for that trip. They're gonna know. They'll hear me talk and know where I'm from, but I'm gonna definitely let them know.
That's awesome,
yeah,
dog.
man. Thank you. That's hard.
Hell yeah, man. Well, y'all be sure to check out our boy Redferrin. Thank you guys as always for watching, listening. For more on us, visit raisedrowdy.com. Be sure to tell your mama and them to subscribe, watch this shit on YouTube. Check it out, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. So for my man Redferrin, I'm Matt Burrill. This has been Outside the Round.
Come on.
Sweet.
Sick.
I ain't never been the kind for staying in one place for too long. I ain't never been the best at saying I love you to a girl I love. Only got a couple tricks up my sleeve. They usually just make